Hey everyone, my name is Chloe and today I'm here to do my June in and out. So if you haven't seen one of these videos, what I do is I'm telling you everything that I hauled for the month as well as everything that I'm unhauling. And you guys, it's laughable to say that like my goal is usually to unhaul or move more to my red shelf than I'm hauling, because the past couple months my hauls have been out of hand and I can give you 1,000 excuses or reasons why, but we don't need to hear it. I like to buy books. I like to collect them. I have an anxiety that someday our libraries are going to shut down again. Thank you, COVID. So I need an extensive amount and I have no self-control. So that sums it up. So first what we're going to do is the unhaul stack because it's small and feels manageable. So we're going to get these out of the way and then we'll talk about the haul books. So the first is The How of Happiness. I just read this month and it was fine. It just isn't really a topic that I feel like I need a lot of guidance on, and I feel like this would definitely be in the better in the hands of somebody else, and so I'm going to get rid of this. It's a great copy, so hopefully somebody will enjoy it and it'll really help them. Next is Butcher by Joyce Carol Oates. So this is a horror book about based on a true story of a man who referred to himself as the father of gynopsychology. And back in like Civil War days, he was doing experimental surgeries on women, and it was horrifying. And honestly, like the book was somewhat entertaining, but the places my brain went while reading this confirmed to me that I am not a horror reader. I don't enjoy it. It just makes me have a hard time sleeping. It puts thoughts in my head that I don't want there, so I'm going to let this go. Then we have the number 2 and 3 in the Life of Scribd series. We have Butterflies and Cats. This is something that some people use for math curriculums, but it's really a story about a 5-year-old mathematician named Fred and just going through his life and encountering math problems as you go. The first book we've already unhauled, and it was for, I would say, pre-K. This second book is also like pre-K, kindergarten, and then this third one we didn't even do, and I would guess it's like kindergarten first maybe. But these books, like they're stories, they're not heavy on the math, but the reason I'm unhauling these is not because like we weren't using this as a math curriculum, we were just using this as a story to read, and my kids like them, but it gets very dark, and there's talks, like in this age group, there's talks of eating disorders, of death of a person that like they don't care about because they just watch TV, so therefore they were kind of worthless. I've heard it just gets darker and darker, and it's just not for us. So I'm going to let these two go and hope that somebody who's looking for them can find a good home. Then we have Sea Glass Summer, and this is one that I read. It was just fine for me. I'm going to pass it on. Same with Summer by the Sea by Jenny Hale. Jenny Hale has some great covers, but this book was just fine for me, so I'm going to pass it on. Then we have One Tuesday Morning by Karen Kingsbury. I have not read this, but I bought it twice somehow. I don't know how. Somehow I had 2 copies, so here's one. And then American Girls About Town. This is a short story compilation from a bunch of really well-known chick lit authors, and including Jennifer Weiner, Lauren Weisenberger, all sorts of people. And this I got at the library book sale, and I read it, and I liked maybe 3 out of 30. And I'm not a fan of short story compilations. Why did I buy this? I don't know, but most of these I didn't really like. However, I did discover a couple authors that I wanted to try more from, so it served its purpose. Time to let it go. So that's all the unhauls. Now, what we're going to do this video is I'm going to talk about the middle grade books that I'm hauling, and then the adult books that I'm hauling, or YA or adult. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 YA in there. So I'm going to do it that way this video. If you guys would prefer, I'll leave timestamps down below. So if you only want to watch adult, that's fine. Or if you only want to watch middle grade, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. But let me know too in the comments below if you would prefer that I separate these and in future months talk about middle grade in one video, adult in another, because I'm happy to do it. Either way is fine with me. But this month it's a significant amount. We've been doing a lot of little free libraries lately, and I think that's going to slow down. So the haul shouldn't be this big from here forward, but go get a drink, do something. Let's talk about some middle grade books. Okay, this feels a little overwhelming, so here we go. So the first middle grade books that I hauled were some Tuttle Twins books. So this is The Law, The Miraculous Pencil, and The Creature from Jekyll Island. Now, I think these are the first three, and the Tuttle Twins, like, there's a big book. You guys tell me if you guys are homeschoolers or know anything about it. There's a big Tuttle Twins book that people use as, like, a social studies curriculum, which it's just stories, I think. And I don't know if these are, like, taken from that big book or if these are extra, but it's really nice, just stories about, you know, like, this one's the law. And I don't know if this is, like, the invention of the pencil. I don't really know. And then Jekyll Island. I don't know what these are about, but I'm really curious because I've heard they're great for social studies, and my kids love stories. I love stories. I love learning about this through characters that we can come to love. So got these three. Then we're just going to go through the stack in no particular order. No Talking by Andrew Clements. So again, Andrew Clements is one that, like, in a little free library or whatever, I will always pick him up. Kind of an auto-buy author for me, so that's why I picked this up. Then we have the Babysitter's Club graphic novel of Claudia and the New Girl. We have the first maybe 6 or 8, and this is number 9, so I'm going to add it to the collection. Then we've got Shoeshine Girl, because this is a classic and it was in a little free library, so I have not read it and want to. Then we have May and June and the Wonder Wheel. Again, I know nothing about these, but we've got them from little free libraries and stuff. Then we have Freckle Juice by Judy Blume, which we have read and is cute. So, yep. Then Pickle Mania by Jerry Spinelli. Jerry Spinelli is another kind of auto-grab author, and we're big fans of pickles in this house, so sounds interesting. Then we have The Bears Blitz. We will read almost any sports-based little story, and this is sports stories from Highlights, and so I think it's a bunch of short stories, something my kids will really like. Then we have Sounder by William H. Armstrong. This is a Newbery Award winner, and I want to collect all those, like, low-key. So there's that. Then we have Summer with the Moody's. This is one that I bought. It's book 1 in the Moody family series. And the Moody family is a homeschool family, and I've heard these are really great. They're really hard to find, though. And so I found this one, and we're going to give this one a shot. And if I like it, then we're going to try to hunt down the rest, like the other 5, 6. I don't know how many there are. Then we have Shug by Jenny Han. I love Jenny Han's young adult, and I think this is more middle grade. I can't remember how old she is, but it's, I think, a series or a duology at least, and so I wanted to try it for a while, found it for a really good price, and needed something to, like, finish out my thrift books order or something, so here it is. Then we have the Betsy Tacy Treasury. So we read the first Betsy Tacy and really enjoyed it. And our library does not have, like, the subsequent ones. They have random ones throughout the series. So this is the first 4. And I'm really excited to read this. I don't love bind-ups like this because it's just so big. But we really like this story, and it's nice and floppy. So I'm going to be excited to read this with the girls, who are both standing right here watching everything that they didn't know they were getting. Now we've got Humphrey's School Fair Surprise. So The World According to Humphrey is a book that I am trying to collect. And this is Humphrey's Tiny Tales. So I don't know where this fits in, but this is definitely like an early chapter book. And like I said, I need to figure out where it fits in or if it fits in, and so we can read these. Then we have some I Survived books, which I'm also, like, low-key collecting. So we have I Survived the Battle of D-Day, 1944. I Survived the California wildfires in 2018, and the San Francisco earthquake in 1906. So all of these are books that we will read when my kids get older and we're learning about these events in history, and they're great books for that time. Then we have Number 17 in the Magic Tree House. I think we might already have this book, actually. I need to do some checking into this. Then, like I said, sports books. Matt Christopher, Nothing But Net. Matt Christopher has written quite a few different sports books, and there was actually a friend getting rid of a bunch of these books, so we got this, and then we also got The Kid Who Only Hit Homers. Great for this time of year. And then The Wayside School Gets a Little Stranger. I think we may have a copy of this, but like I said, this was from the haul from a friend. So if we do, we'll just pass it on. Then we have Who Is Michael Jordan. We love these Who Is books, and Michael Jordan, he's a classic. We got to know about Michael Jordan, so there's that. Then we have, let's see, we'll just keep going. You guys, if you watch these Mary-Kate and Ashley shows and movies and all that kind of stuff, this one was really for me. So Little Time Surf Holiday. Then we have Heather Whirl Weather Girl, Heather and the Stormy Birthday. So we have some storm anxiety in our house. And so the more we can read and learn about storms, I hope the better off we'll be. Then we have Out of Bounds, Hey Little D. I've never read a Hey Little D book, but basketball book. Then Arthur and the Seventh Inning Stretcher. We love Arthur books. Arthur book, this is Arthur chapter book number 2, so we definitely don't have that one. And then we also have Arthur and the Poetry Contest, which is number 18. Then my daughter picked one of the Boxcar Children, number 32. We have very random Boxcar Children collections, and we've read the first 8, 9, 10. I don't know. They're standing right here, but we can't remember. We've read a lot, but not up to this point. So this you can read out of order. Like once you read the first, I think you can really read whatever order you want. Then we have a Babysitter's Club mystery that we didn't have yet. So this is Marianne and the Silent Witness. Sunny Holiday. Don't know much about it, but we'll see. The Music of the Blue Dolphins. I didn't even know this was a thing. We have the Island of the Blue Dolphins, and I'm guessing this is a sequel. So by the 1998 Newbery medalist Karen Hesse. So I don't know. I really liked Out of the Dust by her too. So I'm gonna try it. Then we have The Willoughbys. Lewis Lowry is another autograph author. Fourth Grade Fairy. Don't know what this is about, but we'll find out. Be careful what you wish for. So my kids just read a book called Five Children and It, which is a classic about being careful what you wish for. And so we'll see if this kind of is like a lighter spin on that. Then A to Z Mysteries, we're collecting these. The Empty Envelope is one that we didn't have yet. Doll Hospital, Glory's Freedom, A Story of the Underground Railroad. Again, a collectible paper doll inside. Oh, wah, wah. But again, something that'll be great when we're learning about the Underground Railroad. Then Frozen, Icy Adventure, first chapter book. So these are great. If you can hear, we got a woo in the background. Then we have the Calendar Club Mysteries, which we've just recently been coming across. So this one's November. Babysitter's Club Super Mystery number 2, which we didn't have. Babysitters Beware. Scary. Another Matt Christopher, Jackrabbit Goalie. Then we have Rainy Nightingale by Kate DiCamillo. Kate DiCamillo is another one that I would love to own everything by her. We've got a Scooby-Doo book because my husband, long story short, he didn't cut his hair for a long time. My kids saw Shaggy and they said, oh, look, it looks like Daddy. And now we're intrigued by Scooby-Doo. So we've got a Scooby-Doo book that will be great for Halloween time. Then Got a Job to Do, Rent a Third Grader. Sounds cool. Magic School Bus Fact Finders. These books are great. And this is about bats. We have The Frog Princess. And then these are ones that I have not heard of before, but Miss Pell Never Misspells. More Cool Ways to Remember Stuff. So, I don't know. These are just really cute little ways to remember things. And then we also have 30 Days Has September. Cool Ways to Remember Stuff. So, I'm guessing this is a whole collection, but it's really random facts and easy ways to remember them. Then we have the story of George Washington Carver. So not a Who Was book, but also we'll put in our little biography collection. American Girl, Jess. We are collecting the American Girl books as we come across them. So there's that. We're almost done. Baseball's Greatest Hitters. Baseball Like a Pro. Key Skills and Tips. Then 2 years in sports, year in sports 2018 and 2021. These will be fun for them just to flip through. They have they have quite a few different sports books like this that are almost like magazine style, and they just love to look through them. Then these last 2 are books that I missed out as a child. I don't know what happened to me or what didn't happen to me, but I have never read Shel Silverstein. And we like to read some poetry here and there. And so we've got A Light in the Attic and The Giving Tree. Like I said, I've never read either of these. So they're tiny little poems that are kind of funny, kind of cute. And yeah, we'll read a couple of these a day. And there's that. So that is all the middle grade. Now let's get into this stack of like 30 adult books. Okay, we're going to start with the one and only hardback. So we've got The Secrets of Midwives by Sally Hepworth. I love books about midwives, and I love Sally Hepworth. So I don't know when this was published, but somehow I hadn't heard of it, and that needs to be changed because, by golly, this sounds right up my alley. Then we have this book that I think is so pretty, and it's a signed first edition, but it's deckled edges. I don't know why people do that, but The Promise of Stardust by Priscilla Sibley. This is a story about love, sacrifice, conflict, and hope. I Couldn't Put It Down by Patricia Harmon, Jacqueline Mitchell, Jacqueline Sheehan. So, yeah, I'm not going to read all of the synopses because we'll be here forever, but this is about Matt. He was 2 years old the first time he held Elle in his arms, 17 when he first kissed her under a sky filled with shooting stars, and 33 when they wed. Now in their late 30s, the deeply devoted couple has everything except the baby they always wanted. When a tragic accident leaves Elle brain dead, Matt is devastated. Though he can't bear losing her, he knows his wife, a thoughtful and adventurous scientist, feared only one thing, a slow death. So before Matt agrees to remove Elle from life support, the doctors discover that she's pregnant. Now what was once a clear-cut decision becomes an impossible choice. So yeah, my goodness. This is about like him and his mother, I think, disagree about what the right thing to do is, and there we go. Then we've got The One That I Want by Alison Wynne Scotch. So I would have said Alison Wynne Scotch is an author that I love, but upon like reflecting on the books that I've read, I've really only liked one. The rest have all been okay. But this is about what if you woke up one day to find all your dreams coming true, but those dreams were more like nightmares. 32-year-old Tilly Farmer has the perfect life she always dreamed of. Married to her high school boyfriend, working as a school guidance counselor, trying for a baby. But a chance meeting with a childhood friend in a fortune teller's tent changes everything. I'm giving you the gift of clarity, he says. It's what I always thought you needed. And soon enough, Tilly starts seeing things, her alcoholic father relapsing and her husband uprooting their quiet life, a packed U-Haul in their driveway. Even more disturbing, these visions start coming true. And as she furiously races to keep up with or even change her destiny, she faces the question, which is the life she wants? The one she's carefully nursed for decades, or the one she's never considered possible? Then we've got Finding Christmas. This cover is another one of my favorites by Karen Shaler. This is about, let's see, so Netflix sensation Christmas Prince and Hallmark's Christmas Camp. So if you've seen either of those, this is the same author. But this is about, let's see, Emmy. She can't wait to share her favorite Christmas traditions with her boyfriend. So then when his hectic work schedule gives him more bah humbug than ho ho ho, Emmy creates a holiday-themed scavenger hunt to help him find his Christmas spirit. How cute. So, of course, I think things go awry, but we'll see. Next is The 3 Weeks with My Brother by Nicholas Sparks and Micah Sparks. So this is a nonfiction, I believe, about that. In January 2003, Nicholas Sparks and his brother Micah set off on a three-week trip around the globe. 37 and 38 years old is how old they were. They were the only surviving members of their family. So, yeah. It says, narrated with irresistible humor and rare candor, including personal photos, 3 Weeks with My Brother reminds us to embrace life with all its uncertainties. Yeah, so there's some photos in here. Sounds great. Then we've got Where She Went by Gail Foreman. Is this a part of, let's see, I'm going to look on my phone because I'm filming on my computer. So is this a part of a series? The cover really looks like it should be because this looks a lot like some other books that she has. But let's see, Where She Went. Whoops. I look these all up when I buy them, and then I forget by the time I film them. Yeah, so this is number 2 in If I Stay. I didn't have this, haven't read it, but I do have If I Stay. Or I have read it, I think I have it. Then we have Testing Kate by Whitney Gaskell. Whitney Gaskell is a chick lit author that I love. So I bought this just for fun. In this engaging, sophisticated new novel from the author of She, Myself, and I, one sensible woman learns that playing it safe is sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do. So Kate plays by the rules. She was orphaned while she was in college. She handled her loss by graduating with honors. secure job, dependable boyfriend. She's almost 30 and she decides it's time to shake things up. So, yeah, let's see. She U-Hauls it across the country for her first year at Tulane Law School, and her life's turned upside down. So we'll see. Then we've got another, Catherine Elliott. There's a couple people that have recommended her, and they are thick books. Thick books. Let's see, how big is this guy? They're heavy, over 500 pages. So this is about Evie Hamilton, The Secret Life of Evie Hamilton. She has a secret, and one she doesn't even know about yet. She's blissfully unaware that her charmed and happy life is about to be turned upside down. Can you guys see a theme? All begins one sunny Oxford morning when a letter, a ticking time bomb, lands on Evie's immaculate doormat. Something she never anticipated threatens to sabotage all that she holds dear. It's time for her to reappraise everything in her carefully arranged universe. Is Evie strong enough to fight for what she really loves? What will she be left with, and what will change forever? And can her entire world really be as fragile as her best china? So again, I've never read her, but I'm apparently collecting her books. Then we have The Surrogate by Toni Helene. So it doesn't take much for me to buy a book about like infertility and all of that kind of stuff, especially a thriller. So this is about a woman named Ruth. She's 40-something, journalist from the Midwest, desperate for a child with her husband. So their hope rests with Callie, a 19-year-old who wants to go to college but doesn't have the cash. The arrangement seems perfect, but within a day of the baby's birth, Callie has a change of heart and engineers a harrowing escape from the hospital with the newborn. Yikes. So yeah, again, fighting for your child is something that like immediately has me hooked and has me emotionally invested. So this sounds really good. It says, follows them through a maze of thought-provoking questions. There we go, about the nature of family love and relationships. What would you do for your partner when the going gets tough? How much is a pregnancy worth? And who, if anyone, deserves to be a mother? Yikes. Sounds intense. Then we have The Opposite of Me by Sarah Pekkanen. So I have read most of Sarah Pekkanen and Greer Hendricks together. I haven't read that much of just Sarah Pekkanen, but this is blurbed by Allison Winscotch, Beth Harbison, and Susan Call, and this is her debut, I think. And I think it's a women's fiction. It's also got Jennifer Weiner on the front. And so it's a book about sisters, which you don't really need. I don't really need any more than that. So, book about sisters by Sarah Pekkanen, women's fiction debut. What? Then we have Come Back to Me by Mila Gray. This is one that I've heard about forever, and maybe it was Morgan from Nothing Better Than a Book that made me recently really interested in this, and it's got multiple perspectives and short chapters. So this is a fellow Marine like her brother Riley. Kit is off limits, and Jessa knows better than to give into her feelings for her brother's best friend. I love the brother's best friend trope. But when Kit arrives home on leave for the summer, Jess can't help but a sense of change in him. He's talking to her differently, looking at her differently, touching her differently. He's hiding feelings for her, and then Kit redeploys. So I don't know. Sounds great. Sounds emotional. Then we have another cute cover, Welcome to My World by Miranda Dickinson. This is about, let's see, close your eyes and imagine the world is your oyster. Now imagine never seeing it. All she's dreamt of traveling the globe, but fate always got in the way. So working as a travel agent, the closest she ever has come to her dream destination of Venice is booking the trip for someone else. But everything changes when the travel fanatic Alex drops in. With Rob, boyfriend, tied up for work, she's persuaded to help Alex in his quest for love. But in her attempts to help, she soon discovers a whole new set of problems. Now she's locked in a ladies' loo cubicle at the village hall, drowning in her sorrows. Desperate to leave her life behind, will her dreams finally come true? Or will it be her biggest mistake yet? So, I don't know. Looks cute. Sounds cute. There we go. Then we have Pieces of Happily Ever After. You guys, honestly, so I am a teacher, and so buy four, get the fifth free from Thrift Books, and so like a lot of these are that. But this is, let's see. What happens after happily ever after? I love books that explore that question because so many books, like the end, the happily ever after is people getting married. And as a married lady, I can tell you that's not the end. That's not the happily ever after. Like, there's a lot of life after that. So Alice, a former New Yorker who thought she'd never feel at home in the bizarre world of the San Fernando Valley, was adapting, raising her 5-year-old daughter while trying to keep her job and making her new house a home. When her attorney husband lands a trophy client, box office queen Rose Maris, things begin looking up. Then Alex starts working late. He crunches his paunch into a 6-pack, trades his Gap for Armani. Soon, Rose and Alex's affair blazes in the tabloids, and Alex is plunged into trash gossip hell. Her life crumbles around her as she navigates her newly single life through suburban LA, a place, just not the place she thought she'd be. Is there a chance of wresting Alex from the... Okay, yeah, so can she get him back? I don't know. This synopsis actually, I think, sounds different than what was on Goodreads, so that's less than ideal, but that's okay. Then we have As Close as Sisters by Colleen Faulkner. So I've just recently read a Colleen Faulkner and liked it. This is more Deckled Edges, but this is another story. Like, I don't need 3 sisters. I just need 3 female friendship, I guess. So since the age of 12, Mackenzie has spent every summer at Albany Beach, Delaware, with her best friends Aurora, Janine, and Lily. The seaside house teems with 30 years of memories, some wonderful, others painful, and secrets never divulged beyond its walls. This summer may be the last they spend together as Janie contemplates selling her family cottage. For now, all 4 enjoy morning beach walks and lazy evenings on the porch, celebrating Lily's longed-for pregnancy and offering support during Mackenzie's great crisis. It's a time for laughter and recriminations, a time to forge a new understanding of a long-ago night when Aurora sealed their bond with one devastating act. And as the days gradually shorten, events will unfold in ways that none of them could have predicted to make the most of this momentous summer of all. So if there's 4, why are there only 3 on the cover? I don't know. Deeply moving novel with heartbreak and warmth. She explores the complex ties between 4 different women as they move through life together and apart. Then we have Love in the Present Tense by Catherine Ryan Hyde. Catherine Ryan Hyde writes some inspirational kind of books. These are pretty emotional, but like sweet at the same time. So much of how it started when that cop got out and came up to me, but I didn't know all this when it first happened. I didn't know where there would ever be a Leonard, or that this man would be his father, or that anyone would have to die. Leonard is an eerily wise 5-year-old boy with asthma and vision problems. Pearl is Leonard's devoted teenage mother, desperately trying to hide a violent secret from her past. Mitch is Leonard's 25-year-old neighbor, busy running his own company and entertaining the mayor's wife. Then one day, Pearl drops Leonard off with Mitch and never returns. So how do you go on loving someone who isn't there? As truth and fiction, memory and dreams collide, Mitch finds himself learning from a surprising source the true magical definition of love. Then we have Luck of the Titanic by Stacey Lee. So this was actually a freebie from our library. They have a summer reading program, and we have 2 different library systems near us that we are a part of. And one of them is just go get a free book at the beginning of the summer because that'll kick off reading. The other, you have to earn it by logging books. So this is a Titanic book, obviously. So this is about Valora Luck. Has 2 things: a ticket for the biggest and most luxurious ocean liner in the world, and a dream of leaving England behind and making a life for herself as a circus performer in New York. Much to her surprise, though, she's turned away from the gangway. Apparently, Chinese people aren't allowed into America, but Val has to get on that ship. Her twin brother, Jamie, who has spent 2 long years at sea, is on board as an influential circus owner. Thankfully, there's not much trained acrobat like Val can't overcome when she puts her mind to it. As a stowaway, Val should keep her head down and stay out of sight, but the clock is ticking and she just has 7 days as the ship makes its way across the Atlantic to find Jamie, audition for the circus owner, and convince him to help them both get into America. Then one night, the unthinkable happens, and suddenly Val's dreams of a new life are crushed under the weight of the only thing that matters: survival. So I've heard good things about this. So Titanic is like a buzzword for me. Circus is an anti-buzzword for me. So I'm really curious what I'll think about this. We're not actually in the circus, so I bet it'll be good. Then we have What Once Was Lost by Kim Vogel Sawyer. So this is, on a small Kansas farm. So in my head, I'm going to do some sort of vlog about books set in Kansas. However, I'm probably not ever going to do that because a lot of books set in Kansas are Western Kansas, prairies and very stereotypical Kansas. Whereas I live in Kansas City. I live right on the border of Kansas and Missouri. And it is not like there's hills, there's cities, there's, you know, like it's not this. But so a small Kansas farm. Christina shepherds a group of poor and displaced individuals who count on her leadership and have come to see the Brambleville Asylum for the Poor as their home. But when a fire breaks out, leaving the house uninhabitable, she must scramble to find shelter for all in her care, scattering her dear family. With no other option, she's forced to approach Levi Johnson, a reclusive mill owner, to take in a young blind boy named Tommy Kilgore. Levi agrees with reluctance, but finds himself surprised by the bond that quickly grows between him and Tommy. So I'm just going to stop there, but it's going to be sweet. Then we're almost done, I promise. Then we have The Girl You Killed by Leslie Wolf. This was a little free library grab that has really good ratings on Goodreads. So this is about Andrea Bradford. Her life is nearly perfect. A passionate marine biologist, happily married to Craig, the man she loves, recently moved into a home commensurate with their success to enjoy a life many others only dream about in one of Houston's most desirable suburbs. But only a few months later, a trial that dramatically polarizes their town names Craig as a defendant in the murder of his young wife, shattering the serenity of the peaceful community. Andy's name is on everyone's lips, her relationship exposed and torn to shreds in a highly publicized case that has everyone's eyes glued to the internet. Andrea's life remains a mystery that investigators and public opinion equally fail to solve. What was that? Was she the happy, devoted wife she'd made everyone believe she was? So, I don't know. Who was this Andy gal? I don't know. Okay, so now this last group, I am curious, have you guys ever shopped secondsale.com? It is a online book thing, just like Thrift Books and Book Outlet and all the things that offer discount books. However, I don't know, are they only mass market paperbacks? Because all of these books that I got, it doesn't really tell you the format. Like it tells you paperback, but it didn't advertise mass market paperback, and they all are. So we've got Her One Mistake by Heidi Perks. This is about Charlotte. She was supposed to be looking after the children. She swears she was. She only took her eyes off them for a moment, but that moment was long enough for Harriet's daughter to disappear. Now Charlotte must tell her that despite her own 3 kids being safe and sound, Harriet's only child has gone missing. Gosh, this sounds stressful. Then we have Out of the Clear Blue Sky by Kristen Higgins. This is about Lily. She knew life as an empty nester would be hard after her only child left for college, but when her husband abruptly dumps her for another woman just as her son leaves, her world comes crashing down. Besides the fact that this announcement is a complete surprise, to say the least, what shocks Lily's most is that she isn't heartbroken. She's furious. She's loved her life in Cape Cod, but she's used to caring for other people, not taking care of herself. So she is going to take care of herself. Then we've got The Love of My Life by Rosie Walsh. This is about Emma. She loves her husband, Leo. Their young daughter, Ruby, should do anything, but almost everything she's told them about herself is a lie. She might have gotten away with it if it weren't for her husband's job. Leo's an obituary writer. Emma's a well-known marine biologist. 2 marine biologists, ladies. When she becomes seriously ill, Leo copes by doing what he knows best, delving into the details of his wife's life. But as he starts to unravel the truth, he discovers the woman he loves doesn't really exist. Yikes. Then we've got It's Better This Way by Dear Old Debbie. So it's been nearly 6 years since Julia Jones had her heart broken. After her husband became involved with another woman, Julia did everything she could to save their marriage, to no avail. The couple's 2 daughters continue to stand by Julia in the wake of their father's behavior, and they've had a tough time getting along with the other woman who's becoming their stepmother. Distraught after selling the family home, Julia moves into a condo that offers the warmth and charm for a fresh start. Now, having settled into her new community and sold her successful interior design business, she's embraced a fulfilling new life, one that doesn't seem to need a man in it. Her beloved father's trusty saying is ringing truer than ever. It's better this way. So we'll see. Woman starting over. Love these books. We've got just a couple more, and I just dropped one, so hold on. Okay, we've got Barbara Delinsky's Before and Again. So I have loved some Barbara Delinsky's and really not liked some Barbara Delinsky's. And this one was published in 2018. And I think I like her newer stuff and don't like her older stuff, so I'm hopeful for this. This is about Mackenzie. She took her eyes off the road for just a moment, but the resulting collision changed her life forever. Now she lives in Vermont under the name Maggie Reed, which I know a Maggie Reed, so that's weird. In a small house with her cats and dog, working as a makeup artist. Her one goal is to stay under the radar, but she isn't the only one in this peaceful town with secrets. Really? I don't even have my thumb up. Did I haven't talked about it in this video. I talked about it in a live show I just recently did. But Becca Books and Bujo was helping me figure out why that always happens. And she said it's because I do this a fair amount, which I do. And I had not noticed that I did that. But that was pretty unprompted. So I don't know what's going on. But okay, so she wants to stay under the radar. When a friend's teenage son is thrust in the national spotlight, Maggie's torn between pulling away and protecting herself or stepping into the glare to be at their side. As the stunning truth behind their case is slowly revealed, Maggie's own carefully constructed story also begins to unravel. She knows all too well that what we need from each other in this difficult world is comfort, but to provide it, sometimes we need to travel outside our comfort zones. So, sounds great. Perfectly portrays the temptations of starting over. Okay, 3 more. Pack Up the Moon by Kristen Higgins. So, a story about resilience and everlasting love. The stunningly written tale is a tearjerker. So, Kristen Higgins writes that really fine line between romance and women's fiction. Some are romance, some are women's fiction. This one is about a widower, something Joshua Park never expected. So, he's a widower now. Given his solitary job, his small circle of friends and family, the social awkwardness he's always suffered from, he has no idea what to do. So Lauren has a plan to keep him moving forward, a plan hidden in the letters she leaves him, giving him a task for every month of the year after her death, a plan that leads Joshua with a loving hand on a journey through grief, anger, and denial. So this is kind of the P.S. I love you trope. I like that a lot, and yeah, seems heartbreaking but sweet. Then we have The Family Next Door by Sally Hepworth. I love Sally Hepworth, so this one has not been cracked at all. But this is, when it comes to the truth, from outside, Essie's life looks idyllic, a lovely husband, a beautiful house, a nearby mother who dotes on her granddaughter. But few of Essie's friends know her secret shame, that in a moment of maternal despair, she once walked away from her newborn, who was asleep in her stroller in the park. Disaster was avoided and Essie got better, but she's still anxious about what could have happened even as the daughter gets older and she has a second baby. Whew, that's heavy. So postpartum depression and all of that is something that is really intriguing to me. So when a woman named Isabel moves in next door to Essie, she's an immediate object of curiosity in the neighborhood. Why single when everyone else is married with children? Why renting when everyone else owns? What mysterious job does she have, and why is she fascinated with Essie? The two women grow closer. Essie's friends disapprove. So this woman threatens to bring her secrets to life. I trust Sally Hepworth, and I can't wait. Then last one is Almost Missed You by Jessica Strasser. So I have yet to read the Jessica Strasser that's been on my list forever, but I have high hopes, and so I bought this one too. This is blurbed by fans of, or it says fans for Leanne Moriarty. Fans of Leanne Moriarty. Anyway, this was, everyone has always known that Violet and Finn were meant to be, and their son, when their son Bear is born, he completes their perfect happy family. So no one's more surprised than Violet when Finn disappears during the beach vacation, taking Bear with him. Suddenly, Violet's on her own worst nightmare, having shared her life with a man she never really knew at all. Yikes. So, there we go. So, that is everything that I'm hauling for June. It's hefty. There's a lot of books here. So if you stayed this whole time, let me know what I should read first. Let me know what you think, if I should do middle grade and adult separate. If they continue to be this big, I probably will do them separate just so you guys don't have to sit through such a long video. But let me know what you think. So thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.